So what exactly is residual value when we're talking about a lease? Because this is one of those things that has to be looked at in termination of who holds title to the asset. And that's going to be a key determinant of if it's an operating or capital lease. There will be guaranteed residual value versus unguaranteed residual value. So title transferred to the lessee, the tenant. The lessee keeps any residual value in the asset at the lease end. If the lessor retains the title, then it's anticipated to receive the residual value at the end of the lease term. Lease payments are reduced as residual value is considered an additional payment at the end of the lease. So it's a way to write your lease to help your tenant lower the payments initially, but it's going to add a payment at the end. So looking at an example, January 1, 2013, Chance Company entered into a lease agreement with Luck Company for computer equipment, which has a fair market value of $133.09. The first lease payment is due on the day of inception of the lease with 6 equal lease payments. Residual value is expected to be $10,000 at the end of the lease. Title transfers to the lessee. The present value, $130,309. Total payments? Well, we don't know. Interest revenue? Well, we don't know. We have to look at what the payments are going to be. It's a way to change your payments. So dividing the present market value, the fair market value, by the table value and this comes up with a payment of $25,000. If it's unguaranteed residual value, we do not consider this amount as the additional payment. With guaranteed residual value, the first lease payment is due on the day of inception of the lease with 6 equal payments. Residual value is expected to be $10,000 at the end of the lease. The lessor maintains title, meaning the landlord is expecting something of value of $10,000. So we think of this as an additional payment at the end of the lease. Total payments, well, we've got to figure out what those are. So first, looking at residual value, what is it worth? What is that $10,000 worth today? So we need to, the total we need to get is $133.09, but we are guaranteed a residual value. So this is a way to help your tenant lower their payments up front because they're going to make that payment at the end. But now because of time value of money, total they pay is going to be a little different over the term of the lease. Notice instead of $25,000, we've helped our tenant lower their payments with them agreeing to return a residual value to us. Notice the additional payment. And that actually should be January 2018 also, the residual value. Total is a little bit more. They're paying more. Guaranteed residual value is viewed as an additional payment by both the lessor and the lessee. Changes the payment amount when guaranteed residual value exists. It increases the total cash payment because residual value is viewed as a component of minimum lease payments. So if it's guaranteed, the residual payment to lessor is considered an additional lease payment at the end of the lease. If it's not, it will not be included. If it's not guaranteed, you're not going to adjust the lease payments for your tenant. Guaranteed residual value is just a way to help the lessee, the tenant.